it is very hypocritical for a beautiful woman to say that looks maxing doesn't matter at all in the long term grand scheme of things. Now, I'm not for artificially looks maxing yourself, you know what I mean? Using like steroids, plastic surgery, fucking using a hammer to alter your face. Those are all detrimental, fucking way against the laws of nature that it should be, right? For for a beautiful woman, like let's say like there was an attractive woman saying this shit, like, oh, looks maxing doesn't even matter. It's so delusional because society is superficial, very superficial, to the fact that they're going to treat a way more conventionally attractive person way better than, like, you know, an ugly person. That's like a no shit, no brainer matter of fact. Anyone trying to debate this fact is like, you're delusional and you're part of the problem. I think every every guy, right? Every guy should at least try to go to the gym if they have the means to do so. I know, like, some people just don't have the means, the finances, or like the modes of transportation to get there, right? But I believe, right, if one has the means, one should try to attain their physical peak. If not, try to go to the gym at least 3 times a week, right? And I try to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I'm not, you know, sometimes I have like off weeks. I'm just, maybe my mind's not all there, or I just don't feel like it, or you know what, I'm just busy. And I don't think, I think the obsession with looks maxing is the fact that sometimes they neglect to find that their personality is sometimes like, you know, maybe one way that you may not be attracting women, right? Maybe you just put off a certain vibe and maybe women don't like that, right? But when like women come out and say like, oh wait, looks maxing is fucking gay. I mean, that's like the same as saying like putting on makeup and fucking wearing like a fucking dress is trying too hard. Like, that's bullshit. Like, I think if you're in your 20s, your 30s, everyone should, you know, everyone wants to look as good as possible. Why do they want to look like shit? Why do, like, are you expecting a guy to look like a string bean to, like, you know, try and impress women? Maybe if, hey, if he got, like, if he can talk the talk and just sweep a woman off her feet and not have to, like, you know, rely on fucking a body type, then that's great. But for a lot of guys, they have to, like, maybe it doesn't have to be going to the gym. I don't say that people go to the gym expressly for women. I don't. I think, like, if you were to go to the gym expressly for women, the discipline and the motivation would just run out right then and there. You have to do it for yourself. Excuse me. And looks maxing, I think, is one of those things where it's like it starts as a thing for the women, but like ultimately has to be like for yourself. I think like the more accurate term for this would be like gym maxing. I think that's the term for it. I'm not like too fucking heavy on like incel terminology. Not to like make fun of that. I know like incel is such a like very loose term to be throwing around, but like I see it a lot in that fucking community. And yeah, I mean, like, it's, see, like, how are you gonna, like, demean men for going to the gym, bettering themselves, right? Improving their fucking mental health by doing it. There's, like, scientific, actual fucking studies of improving your health after going to the gym, releasing fucking, like, endorphins and shit, rather than, like, staying at home, watching porn, jerking off, right? And like, why do we not want people to better themselves at the end of the day? That's the point of self-improvement. Looks maxing is a very like, it's trying to attack a superficial symptom to a much bigger problem, which is like, you know, guys are not fucking feeling fulfilled in themselves that they have to resort to things like gesture maxing or fucking gym maxing or fucking looks maxing, right? So, in all the inadequacies that like these women try to like point out, like that, oh my God, he's fucking trying too hard. Well, it's like, if like, I'm not trying to be like a we live in a society here, but like, let's be fucking real, right? If he wants to like find himself fucking, I don't want to say commercially viable, but fucking viable in the fucking dating scene, he's gonna have to put out like, have like a job, probably have like a full-time fucking job, have a lot of bread, be decently like well fit, right? Fucking have a nice haircut, be clean, right? All that shit. And then whatever fucking bonus fucking standards that, some women want to put on there. And I'm not like attacking women when I say this. I just think it's kind of fucking bullshit that like like you're going to say all this shit like, oh my God, like you just need to like fucking do this and do that, like, and then they wonder why, when they say like you don't ask the fucking fish how they are to be caught, you ask like the fucking hunter. You know what I mean? That's the way I feel with this kind of shit. And in instances, like, their advice works, but like in the sense of like dating and everything, you really can't go off what like a woman says, because more often than not they're going to say something that you want to hear, but it's not going to be something that actually kind of adheres to the fucking the way, like, I'm not saying like, oh, they want to be treated like assholes, so you shouldn't be nice or anything. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying like, just take it for granted whatever they're saying. Like, just, but don't listen to these fucking manosphere podcasts either. That's like the whole other like fucking different spectrum. But as far as looks maxing, man, it's like, it's not going to fix whatever fucking like insecurities one may have. No matter if you can lift like 315 or 225 in the fucking gym, it's not going to change the fact of whatever you have inside. And it's inside that like what really matters. You know what I mean? Because after a certain point in the relationship, you're going to have to encounter the ugly sides of each other. And you're going to have to confront that. And if you don't like what they put out at the beginning, how are you going to like be able to tolerate whatever comes out in the end? So that's my thoughts on looks maxing. I think it's just like, if it doesn't harm anybody, if it doesn't harm yourself, go for it, man. But that being said, don't use steroids. Don't use fucking don't do fucking plastic surgery. Don't do any of that shit. I think it's a very, very toxic rabbit hole to get into looks maxing wise. But I think like going to the gym is a very productive thing. I think it's a very like, it can be healthy. And it is. However expensive it may be. But other than that, that's just my rant on it. All right. Peace.